Well, hello there. Welcome to my bed, where I'm laying, smoking some marijuana. It's legal here in California. And I am about to embark on a journey into the good book of the Lord, the Holy Bible, the book of the Christian faith. Now, I was technically raised Catholic. I am Italian, so that's normal. I don't know much about the religion. I remember learning about it from cartoons, so that's probably not correct. So now I've decided I'm gonna read it cover to cover to see what this bullshit's about. First up is Genesis. I'm really hoping that Phil Collins makes an appearance. I mean, I doubt it, but if it's anything like his band, it can't be that bad. Now, I apologize ahead of time if I sound like I have a lisp, because I am laying in bed, so I do have my night guard in. And dental health is important, keep them teeth clean and straight and grind free. So, so I apologize if I sound funny. So, here we go. Genesis, the beginning of man, I think. Alright, now I originally started with the King James Version of the Bible, and I had to stop that shit within the first couple paragraphs and get this, New American Version, maybe it's called? I don't know. Anyways, I had to stop this shit because this King James one sounds like it was written by straight retards. Look at this shit. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beasts of the earth after his kind, and it was so. It's just kind of I don't know, not very well articulated. So I'll switch to this other one, because I can't decipher this nonsense. It's like a backwoods Appalachian trailer park thing. Proof and point. Same passage in this New American Bible, okay? Let the earth bring forth all kinds of living creatures, cattle, creeping things, and wild animals of all kinds. And so it happened. God made all kinds of wild animals, all kinds of cattle, all kinds of creeping things of the earth. God saw how good it was. You see how much different that is? It's so much more well articulated. So this is where my quotes are coming from. If you're a Bible follower and don't recognize the wording. Okay, so God made earth, made the stars in the sky, he made the light, he separated the light from the darkness, all that good stuff. He created all the creatures of the earth. I'm going to skip to the part where human beings were created, okay? So, after he created all them animals I was just talking about, God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, the birds of the air, the cattle, and all the wild animals, and blah, 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 blah. So, God created man in his image, in the divine image who created him, male and female who created them. I believe the key words in there was our, us, all plurals, and not in the transgender sense. So those are plurals. Those are not pronouns, those are plurals. So that begs the question, there's more than one God, right? Because our. And where are these gods coming from? What are their image? What is their image? And then they blessed us to fertilize and multiply the earth and shit, and they gave us all the seed-bearing plants, and God looked at everything he had made, and he found it very good. Evening came, and the morning followed, the sixth day. Thus the heavens and the earth, and all their array were completed. Since on the seventh day God was finished with the work he had been doing, he rested on the seventh day from all the work he had undertaken. Amen for the Sabbath. All shall rest on the Sabbath. It's in the good book of the Lord. Anybody tries to make you work, you tell them to go fuck themselves. It's the Sabbath. Okay, also, let's go back to this, when they created man, right? So they say, let them have dominion over, okay? So they're creating humanity. There's no mention of the names of the people they created, okay? Them is, again, a plural, not a pronoun. So they created more than one person. So if Adam was the first man, they also created another person here, okay? This is way before they mentioned the rib. So there's another person. Could this be Lilith? Is this Lilith? Let's read on to find out. Okay, so we are now on the second page of the Bible, and it is already fucking contradicting itself. What I just told you was the first story of creation. Now we have the second story of creation, where the Lord God formed man out of the clay of the ground, and blew into his nostrils the breath of life, so man became a living being. Then the Lord God planted a garden in Eden in the east, and he placed there the man who he had formed. And he made all the trees grow and all that shit, okay? So, first, the multiple plural gods created multiple plural people in this first story creation. And then all of a sudden, like, not even like 10 paragraphs later, there's a second story of creation where you're talking about putting Adam in the Garden of Eden. So Adam was made out of dirt, and he is now in Eden. Okay. So, God created Eden. He put Adam in there to tend to the garden, okay? So, Adam was the world's first gardener. And he told him, you are free to eat from any of the trees of the garden except the tree of knowledge of good and bad. From that tree you shall not eat. The moment you eat from it, you are surely doomed to die. Okay, so then he goes on to say, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a suitable partner for him. And then the Lord God formed out of the ground various wild animals and birds again. And whatever man wanted to call him, he can call him. So man got to name all the animals. But none of those seemed to be a suitable partner because even back then, bestiality was taboo. Okay, so apparently God was also resident on Grey's Anatomy as a surgeon because the Lord God cast a deep sleep on the man, and while he was asleep, he took out one of his ribs and closed up its place with flesh. The Lord God then built up into a woman the rib that he had taken from the man. When he brought her to the man said, this one at last is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman, for out of her man this one has been taken. Okay, so God's a surgeon. I wonder if Meredith Grey trained him. Maybe it was Richard Weber. Not only is a surgeon, but I think he's a cloner. A genetic cloner. He is obviously using the genetic material from the rib to clone, or so, make like a test tube baby type of thing, like they did back in the 80s. Right? Okay. So then the serpent comes. He was the most cunning of all the animals that the Lord God had made. He is the ultimate temptress. Ooh, that sneaky little serpent. They still have not called them Adam and Eve yet, okay? So, they're just saying man and woman. I'm assuming that's them because of how the stories go. Anyway, the snake asked him, like, what they can eat and what not, and he's like, yeah, we can't eat or touch it, or we'll die. And the serpent told her, you certainly will not die. No, God knows well that the moment you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like gods who know what is good and what is bad. Yeah, so then she fucking ate it, and she secretly fed that shit to Adam. And then from that point on, they realized they were naked, and they wore leaves or loincloths. Yeah. So there went the nudist colonies, all because of that sneaky little snake. Well, that fucking Eve, man. Listen to what the Lord, the God told him. I will intensify the pangs of your childbearing. In pain shall you bring forth children. Thanks a lot, bitch. We could have had painless childbirth before this. All because you had to go fucking listen to a goddamn snake? Who the fuck listens to a talking snake? Jesus goddamn Christ. That's just fucking absurd. Come on, man. So now y'all fucked up everything. Y'all got evicted from Eden. Adam's got to tend to the dirt he came from. I mean, that's like reaping his own bones every time he tends the dirt. If you think about it. Ugh. Man. So, they're fucked. Like humans do. And, she got pregnant. Alright, so Adam and Eve had Cain and Abel. Cain went and brought a offering of fruits and shit to the Lord, and Abel went and brought a sheep as an offering to the Lord. And the Lord liked Abel's, but he did not like Cain's, and Cain got jealous, so Cain took Abel out into the field, and he fucking killed him. The original sin. And so then Cain was cursed to walk the earth with the mark of Cain. I mean, he still had children. He had a wife. She conceived and bore Enoch. Alright, so this is where the bullshit starts, where they start giving, Ancestry.com family tree listing off. So, Enoch, was born, and then he had a bunch of kids and all that bullshit, the family tree, blah, blah, blah. Adam and Eve had another boy named Seth to place Abel, and then Seth had Enosh. And, then it lists some more descendants. So I'm going to skip that ancestry bullshit.